slowly working his way in, getting taken down. So I got to see a new team.
All right, well, let's get into it then. It's the final map of Miramar here for Group A. Let's head over to the commentators.
Thank you very much, James. The last game of Group A in this bank of 4. And we're going once again to Miramar minus Sims. I'm joined by Avenger on the desk. Martin, pretty straightforward first game of Miramar for day number 1?
It was pretty straightforward. As the guy said on the desk, kind of rough. We only had like 3 teams in inside the first circle, so there were kind of some rough rotations. Avanga definitely nailed the northern rotation coming in, definitely spotting out kind of the tendencies that the majority of the teams, they kind of just go the easiest, shortest way towards the circle. So those long rotates, the kind of the liquid rotations that we know them, they definitely pay off, especially on a shorter best of, as we see here with the best of 12 towards the grand finals.
I like the fact that we're no longer seeing, and just something to kind of pick out and poke from back in Minsk, when we saw the old reciprocity, the alternating drop. Like it goes one way, instantly they'd be out of the plane straight on the ground. That seems to have changed now. However, I've got to say, Rex so far today, they're having the rough end of the stick. It's not been going well for them.
They had a rough start, definitely, yeah. But here with Picado, and they're going to have some more Picados as well. They have Picados to themselves, so Miramar should be pretty easily straightforward for them. But reciprocity, I mean, if they keep fighting on Erangel, I feel like the outcome of the results on Miramar is going to determine whether they go back and fight Vitality on Erangel on the school and app. So that's going to be interesting, though. But definitely some shakeups. And now we see as well, Desperado is going to join Na'Vi up in La Caparia. Not sure what's happening there, but they're most likely contesting him for it. But usually they went at Montenueve. Usually they go into Minas Generales, but here it was more of a change-up. Obviously, the playing was definitely tough here, but Puerto Paraíso, Tornado Energy is going to be looting here, and they're going to be kind of all to themselves. We Need a Home has made a big split on the eastern side, and a kind of, we rarely see this, but usually we see it south of Los Leones. Here they're between Los Leones and Puerto Paraíso, and the loot is way worse there than compared to the southern sides of Los Leones.
Just to give you an update in the north, it looks like the Desperados were the first ones with the boots on the ground, so they managed to push out Na'Vi. Na'Vi with the vehicles. I mean, unfortunately for one of them, I believe it's Sen, who has actually been pushed into M19 on the opposing edge. Again, vehicles will give away his position, so look for some early engagements coming up from the northern ridges here, as again, CIS on CIS action may be in abundance. Aduzi does have his back. Whether or not he's got a gun's a completely different story. We are playing ever so slightly changed settings here. These are the super settings. You can go and get all the rules from PUBG esports.com if you want to have a look and see how they all play out. A couple of increased loot spawns and, I was going to say loot spawns, loot amplification. Easy to get an AR and a DMR in your back pocket and get geared up to be able to transfer this way. We'll see teams like, I think Liquid's probably one of the most relevant when we talk about this. It gets to that 4-minute mark. And kind of regardless what they've got, because they know they can at least take a fight, they're completely off straight away. And we're starting to see a few teams actually follow suit with that one. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I think it's an advantage as well. That's why we see so many center teams do so well. We saw TSM do well in Phase 1. And there's a lot of teams that are putting themselves into positions where they're able to pick up a decent amount of loot, and then no matter what, how their loot situation is, if they're missing a compensator area, they're going to move at that mark, move together, make sure they can get into a good spot on the circle. Agari and Senya, though, looks like Senya might have spotted or gotten some information, because there's a car that randomly came rolling in here, and I think it's Agari's.
That's actually going to give away his position, where the car just comes trickling in. So Senya hides the bike, make sure the tires don't go amiss. Certainly a bike on Miramar is much better than a vehicle.
He's trying. He knows there's a guy close, because this car just came rolling in. Gotta remember that handbrake. Obviously, this circle it's a pretty good one. I'm just here. I'm just gonna throw it out. We haven't seen Los Leones ending in very long. Could we just hope for that, like the urban ending fighting here?
It's rare, but it does happen, doesn't it?
And we've seen a fair share. Not the same. Oh, taking some shots here though. Senya, 22-25 damage. He's gonna be down to half HP each. He's going to be driving away safely. Looks like not going to be knocked here. M19 did make an effort for it, though. He's going to be safe. And Na'Vi's going to be able to loot at the trash around La Caparia. But they have a long way to go, and they have to go on a far northern rotation from this.
It might have been smart. I don't know whether he did it or not. Take out the actual tyres on the vehicle that rolled by him, maybe pop them and then drive off. I won't be surprised if he'd done that just to deny that.
200 IQ player.
I mean, we've seen it before. Hell, I remember back when Tempo Storm would literally puncture every tyre on that west coast of Erangel, so nobody could rotate behind them with vehicles. It was such a BM but amazing thing to watch.
Honestly, it's the strategy that goes into it. You just make a point. Nobody comes to Gatka and they're going to lose their tires if they do and make it hard for everyone. So now they have all of Gatka to themselves and all of Wesker to themselves. So it's obviously one of the reasons why they've been doing so well. We need a home. They're rotating very close. Rita, the female in-game leader, she's amazing. I would love to see them play, and I'm so happy they made it here.
She has to be careful, though, because
coming in from 7.
2 different angles. That car won't give her too much of a defensive stance. Bullets in the back, and again, been pressured from this side only. Might put her in the open to Digital Athletics behind, so she has to be careful. I'm not seeing any heals just yet, which begs, oh, there we go, bandages out, because that begs the question of how many meds does she actually have. I'm seeing, is that a 3 vest? Potentially, it looks like it to me. Mark 14 in play. Speaking of level 3 vests.
That's unfortunate. That's not going to be picked up.
Did I see a scope? There was no scope on that one. Maybe if it doesn't matter anyway, as you mentioned. So you're still aggressively being pushed here. Oh, I'm seeing where that crate actually is. You're right, mine. That's completely no man's land. Unless
it's never going to be picked up.
I mean, the only way that would get picked up, and it would be extreme,
yeah,
exactly, a complete wide western rotation, which we have seen in the past. You know, if teams want to play it safe.
Could see it. And also, look at how open it is as well.
Yeah, I mean, generally we only ever see that when there's a team that's actually looting in the west, like Monte Nuevo, Pozo, but we don't have any teams down there. It might be clever, though. It might be, you know, an IQ play of someone to do that, because you'd expect at this terminology in the game, this time in the game, this time frame, that the northern area would be extremely busy. I mean, we've seen it a few times around where Raise Your Edge are. NIP, for example, TSM have been caught off guard a few times. They've rotated through the San Martin area, and you know, NIP being like, well, we've got the circle, why bother moving out of here? And you go through that bottleneck either the backside or the front side, and you can just instantly lose a player. But certainly the north is looking extremely busy. Desperados, M19, Na'Vi, all on the triple rotate together, side by side. Let's see if we get any drive-bys or hanging out the back of the vehicle. Initial shots of that. Caldermentus tagged.
More rotations coming in here. Western side. I mean, Desperados, they knew nobody probably went Montenegro because of that, so they're coming, long rotations coming in from that. And a lot of teams, it's extremely congested and towards the middle. A lot of teams want to be close to Lost Lowness in case it goes there. Calvin Klein, though, with another bold action knock. Again, we're not on the bold action patch, but people keep on picking it up. Lead player, though, taking some more shots. Desperado is going to be moving away, and they're going to be stopping. They're looking for some points here. Calvin with the nade, counter-nading as well. Oh!
That's next to him. Heard him. He's damaged. He's not down yet. Calvin's going to get aggressive off the back of this one. He knows he's kind of got a potential tag here, but the lean is through. The shoulder peaks there. Hits him in the head. There is a response that keeps him alive for now. Literally have a telephone post. Fake might not be able to get there in time if he body blocks this one. Oh, the vehicle's running away. That's not good. If he'd have put the brake on, that could have saved him. The smoke's up. Will he go for it? Doesn't commit. An elite player from the distance. Up on top of the hill. There's actually, excuse me, no, it wasn't the confirmer, but...
Yeah, elite player knocked him, and then Eggery put some damage on him.
Just put enough on him to bleed
finish.
him out.
Exactly.
But he's done some damage himself, though. There's been a return fire on there, which the pressure alleviates, at least for Desperados. Okay, they lose one on this one, but they'll pick up 2 points. It's kind of a game of chess, right, where you have these early interactions where you move your pawns into place. Is it worth it? You got to weigh up the cost. All right, we might lose one here, but we'll pick up 2. Do we really want to do it? And I think that comes down to communication amongst your team. And more importantly, I think that entire call probably lies on your IGL, I want to say.
Yeah, definitely lies on the IGL. And that, to stop there, you got to knock. You want to kind of push on it. Let's see. The shift is going to go hard north. That's definitely one of the most northern shifts we've seen for some while here. La Bandita is going to be very centered. We've seen so many endings here as well in phase 1 around that compound where Shadow is and around the kind of the crater area west of it. So Vitality, they're going to be completely going to that warehouse where Shadow is currently. And they're going to be looking very strong from there. Besiktas is making a move from the east. Crowd is going to be moving in there as well. Reciprocity is going to be pulling up as well, probably around close to it. Set, taking some shots onto Unity though.
The man who can snipe ops for the SKS. See if he can finish this one off. He's already done enough damage onto Batulan. The rest of Unity will rotate through as the huge northern migration will come through. This circle, though, Martin, the biggest issue is the fact that when you look at La Bendita and everything else around it, bar Minas Generalis and the back end of Los Leones, which in theory it shouldn't go towards any of those because, I mean, we'd expect it to pull unless it's a hard shift down south. But from Bendita, it's pretty much field work from there.
Absolutely. I mean, we're here in phase 2, and some of these teams, they want to put themselves into positions where they can kind of run from foot from there. But La Bandita is one of the areas that's very hard to kind of survive out of, because if there's multiple teams going in there, it's always dependent on the circle and depending on the decisions made before that. So any of these teams kind of taking an edge angle or taking a position to make sure they get some kills, that's definitely going to work out very well for them. The Sixers decided to not take the compound. They left one guy behind and sent 3 guys further towards that kind of angle. It looks like they're kind of repositioning in a 2-2. So you kind of have that split between both having the kind of the counter position to that, where you can be held out from the circle in case that the circle shrinks away from them. So I really like that kind of thought process going into that. Desperado and Na'Vi, though, they are rolling up and trying to get in. They're at power grid. There's still a far way to go, and they're going to be definitely one of the later coming into the circle. Happily for them, it's going to be a northern shift, but they're going to be coming in on the western side.
Na'Vi could be really cruel here. And you get a player like Bestelok, who was actually pulled up out of his vehicle, probably having a scout. You were able to hear this the closer they get, but Na'Vi's held back. I'm going to say Na'Vi could gently, if they get ahead.
Oh, fake.
Drivers.
The UK driving right here. Unfortunate.
Stop it. Stop it.
It's because it's the wheel is on the left side here. It's left-handed driving, right?
No. Get back in your Carlsberg van and drive off, Martin.
No. M19 also pulling in, and they're also far away. Yeah, let's go.
I kind of focusing on that one a little bit too much, but I said maybe one of those teams decides to pull up in front of the other and basically just hold them at gunpoint on the edge of the white. Na'Vi are now going to be forced to take the hillside, which is going to be brutal terrain. I really like... Oh, okay, I didn't see that. I'm going to say I really like the play that Besiktas has made. It's a lot of open ground for them to cover. There's a lot of dips and divots. They can keep themselves covered. Simsy, however... He's taking a bullet, and he's going to be in the open. Rita, unfortunately. I'll say fortunately, finds a body box. There'll be some meds for it there, so she can get in the vehicle and continue forward. Is she still outside? Yeah, in the blue. And this, next time round, depending on her med situation, is really going to hurt.
So Na'Vi made a transition. They stopped up here, and then they started scouting towards and further into the zone. Now they're going to be making a rotation with 2 bikes and a Mirado, and they're going to be pulling up in a decent position, probably around above the crater here. Circle is going to shrink very hard east, and now Besiktas, they are laughing because they have a great split. They can now go back to Ultra's compound and kind of hold that aggressively, but we have a big road in the middle, and that's going to decide a lot later, depending if we get an ending close to that, because crossing especially that road is so detrimental in the late game if you have to cross it on foot.
And again, another point for Besiktas, I know we're focusing on them, but their position's really good at the moment, and you kind of got to think ahead of the next circle, right? It's okay thinking about this one and where you're going to be safe, but it's kind of what you see teams that like to try and play the central areas. There's someone like Liquid who will go Picado and Pachinki. Wherever the circle is perpendicular to them, okay, you're going to get these heavy north and heavy south circles, these shifts, which are obviously difficult to get to, but when you center, it gives you a better area, or at least an easier option to rotate to and from.
Yeah.
Right now for Besiktas, they've kind of looked ahead of the game and been up there. Gives them a multitude of angles that they can approach the next circle to. And again, because they're in this position where it's almost central, circle, it was going to generally be in,
somewhat close to them,
reaching distance, regardless of where you are. So nice place for now, and a couple of other teams have had the same thought process. Avanger have got lucky, but they're in the middle of a field now. They'll pull up there. That's all the way on the eastern side. The problem is once that circle, or if that circle moves away from them, it's going to be a problematic. Yep, you called it right, Martin. The pull-ups here, Wanted will respond, though. Excuse me, Fast Rail goes down. Nade comes through, though. Picks up another one as well. Wanted, the one-man band here, single-handedly ripping Raise Your Edge, limb from limb. As Reels wants to get involved as well.
And he's probably very happy right now in terms of, this is his old teammate right now. He absolutely annihilated, or at least Fast Rail is. And he's going to return it, Reels. Ooh. And Ratio Edge is out 16. Very unfortunate for them. It's a pull-up, right? But they could have scouted this a bit better, I feel like. But they probably expected this kind of edge compound not to be taken and held down like this. But this was a play from Wanted. What an amazing play. He threw a nade and wanted Nemeret stepped straight into it, managed to finish up one, and managed to go out and take one more down. That's super well played by him. Unfortunately, Mannix is going to finish him off, and they're going to lose a few players as well themselves.
I mean, he does go down in the end, but you know for a fact there's going to be a smile on his face taking out his former IGL team captain, who he played with. It's all fun and games and a bit of banter. Maxi, another sniper that we are very well versed with, time and time again in the kill feed. Wanted himself someone who stepped up to the plate during phase 1. Mimo, we need a home. Still going strong, called a Menta. Finds the back end of the grenade from him and instantly gets confirmed as well.
Oh, shots coming in.
A big man with a minute. Forced to pull back and heal. Actually,
up, right?
You know what? Na'Vi could potentially talk about ping pong here.
This is some hardships we've seen.
I mean, that's literally up against the blue. That's not moot. That's as close as you're going to get to a hard shift. Good Lord.
I was going to scream it's a hard shift, but I'm not. But it's definitely a hard shift.
It's rough.
And still, again, the Besiktas in a decent spot. Red Diamonds, though, they definitely benefited from that. Vanguard benefited from that. And some of these teams, M19 there, and they're kind of the edge, but two guys alive in a position like that, they can't really stay up on it. But all the other teams that have to make it in and try to get towards the circle, they're looking at rough right now. Desperado, Reciprocity, Crowd, they're one of these teams looking really rough. They have 15 seconds until the circle starts moving, and it's phase 4, so it's 3 damage per second. So it's going to be really rough for them. Na'Vi, though, taking some shots at Pittsburgh Knights. Set is going to find Orange now, meanwhile. Jazza here.
Yeah. Goes for the quick spray.
What was that?
I don't know. I actually thought he'd hit him then. It was a weird noise, I know.
Yeah, I like it. That's good. Nade's coming out. Jazz. Oh, that's a good nade. And follow up with it. That's very beautiful execution right there. Batalin's also taking some damage. Returning, though, onto Jazza. And Vitality is looking strong in this compound still. Although this was center in phase 2, it's not center anymore. And they have to make a move on an open field towards the east and towards Besiktas.
Thinking ahead of the game as well, once this fight's all said and done, as you said, they now need to basically cross this open field. It all depends on where Crowd and other teams want to bank on setting up shop. Crowd are actually being held back by Besiktas, which then doesn't pay any kind of dividends here for either of these two teams. Batulim gets deleted from the server as his vehicle goes up in smoke. Recrench is going to be left to bleed out. Sadovnik has gone for the slow walk up north and will be crossing past with Na'Vi anytime soon. Vitality are going to just hold around for a few seconds, maybe try and find this final snake. Him basically going off on his own is apparently basically a detriment to Vitality because they're trying to find him. Either way, vehicles are in abundance, so they're going to try and make something happen. But there are so many teams waiting with open arms. Vitality might end up rocking up on the back of Crowd here.
It could do. Seven has a good spot here. Tenacious Energy has a decent spot. Digital Athletics also inside the circle, but Sadovnik is trying to sneak up behind Na'Vi. Meanwhile, We Need a Home has been found by Tausera, and they're going to be finished off in 15th place.
Rough start for them so far, but unfortunately when you're playing at this level, it's welcome to the big leagues. Some big bad boy names in this one. And Group B is when it gets even harder. Well, moving there this afternoon, and then when we get to those grand finals, every single person's in play. Sadovnik, come on, you got Nick here, buddy. Don't get done like that. Taps Bestlock in the head, goes for the confirmation with the grenade. Molodoi waits in the distance.
Rafi has spotted Crowd here. They have a high ground there, waiting for them to take shots. Rafi's found one. Set's been finished off. That's the secure. And now everyone else is starting to shoot at them because they are in the middle and they have no cover whatsoever. Molodoi is going to take some... Oh, more nades coming in. Managed to run away from it. Circle is going to close. Reciprocity is looking to be in a somewhat rough spot. We have a slightly western shift here, and Besiktas is still in a good spot. It's going to take... Sims is going to take down Senya and finish him off as well with both headshots on the knock and the finish. Love to see it. Sarong is going to take down Shift. Reciprocity is looking to be in a rough spot right now.
However, if they can win this one out and survive it through, which is looking unlikely as they've lost 2 back-to-back, they would be in a decent spot. Francario just crossing the road as we switch to Rafi's POV. Is he actually going to do it through the window? Don't let this happen, Rafi. No, 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 my friend. Pulls the bus up, looks through the window, says thank you very much. You don't have a ticket for this one, buddy. Your journey is over now. Hax, last man standing for Rek, is basically just thrown to the wolves. Smokes come up to give him a bit of support here. But yeah, 9,000 IQ play, just looks through the window. Oh, Randy Nade, hello.
Talsera coming out from behind. Potentially could find Haxet. And that would finish him off. Red Diamonds taking some shots at Avanga now as well. Tornado Energy taking shots at 7. And Digital Electrics is going to join this fight as well. This is a fight for the South right now.
Look at all the smokes they're in the denying line of sight through the windows. They're actually smoking
Clever.
up the building so they can't see them, which will give them an opportunity to run across the road. Digital Athletics need to be proactive here. Nade the living hell out of that road. Don't waste them all, though. The team across the road will only run A when the blue's starting to move, or B when the smokes are finally up. So just don't throw all your nades out and waste them. Make them count. Reals fighting here for survival. This is in the bunker area of Bandita. Hax goes down. Krabik finds him. Shiv confirmed as well, because that's the end of reciprocity. Still having difficulties here this morning. Compot confirmed. A Beautiful Death finds him. Job done on that side. Still trying to cross the road, ho. The issue is, Digital Athletics, okay, they can commit to this, but once it's done and once they've fought this battle, really what's left? Desperados, nothing left for them. They're all dead.
You found one, only got the knock. And still a fight is going on here with Tornado Energy and Digital Analytics. They are not inside the zone. Well, one of them is, but the rest are, and they have to make a move here. Now shots are coming in from Red Diamonds as well from across the map. Millman take down one. It's Mert. Now Millman has to heal himself. 6 more around the corner. Beautiful Death's going to take down Kamka. And now Sigma's going to make a move. Next team is down to nothing. He's going to be hit by the zone. It's probably going to be taken down by that zone as well. Millman's going to step up, take some shots. Bumgaki finish off one. Oh, and Beautiful Death's going to return it on him. And now 7 is joining the fight with a third party onto Digital Analytics. And Buster and these guys, they have a great spot. Still inside the zone here. Vitality has been found by Sarang, though.
Smokes are up. This will give him a bit of respite for now. Vitality's on the main road, though, so might have an eye line. They do have an obstacle of their own in front of them, which is Crow Crown still holding back. We called this one further on that Vitality was okay going after Unity, but they spent so much time waiting there. Gregory's just going to find a location inside the circle for now. Besiktas looking strong, though, still. Not quite front and center, but a massive compound, and it is more central than any other player at the moment. Avanga holding on for dear life. Actually have Red Diamonds in their sights, so maybe a couple of points they can pick up, because also Drayden has moved to the back of Bendita, which gives them this eye line on back of Red Diamonds, and maybe essentially just pokes them out into the open for Avanga to clean up. Natus Vincia, that looked like a big old grenade, but it wasn't. It was Drayden with a big old arm. Comes in, finish him off with the mini. Elder Vice, though, grenade up and over. Baki will go down. And 7, still 4 players up, still going strong. Red Diamonds, it's time for them to move. The smokes are there. And it looks like they're going to make a pressure push here for that crater line. But they're going to have to fight for it, Martin. When they go over here, they've got the Knights to deal with.
I'm not sure if this is the play for them. I mean, La Bandita has some inside. I'm not sure if it's for the push for the points, but the other push would be to take a kind of another push onto a Vanguard, but they didn't want to do that. So they're pushing up to La Bandita to take a spot on the edge of the zone. And I'm not sure if it's because of the pressure that Vanguard put on them here. Eggery is going to find Edelweiss and finish him off. M19 with some kills. Vitality is going to go out in 9th place, though. Meanwhile, a Beautiful Death has also been found. He's going to go out in 8th. So
really quickly, Red Diamonds, it looked like they committed to this push for the simple fact that Avanga were holding them for so long. But now they've paused and they've stalled. And unfortunately, that's allowed the Knights to push up front and center. And are probably just going to rain hell from above. And as we're talking about it, bye-bye Red Diamonds. Drayden, with a big old nade, commits them to the grave, and it's job done. The Knights will hold this ridgeline for now and await the next circle shift.
Oh, that's a good nade. Eggery's going to take some shots at the Buster, and he's going to take down one. Francary's going to return it, though. M19 is out in 6th place. Francario down to nothing. Maxi and a Vanguard, they're going to push onto it.
They've got to keep going here. Maxi's been popping heads the entirety of this game, so they'll be able to force the cleanup crew. 4 points from kills alone, already into the top 5. Snoopy taking out Francarino. Sees him. Crab hiding behind what's left of the tractor. It's going to get kind of completely clustered here. He's got Crocround on one side, who are nading the living hell out of him, and Snoopy just waiting with the SLR. He does go far, but at least gives away his position and forces his hand. Looks to the opposing side. Snoopy will be brought back by Besiktas. Besiktas need to be careful here. They've got an elevated line of sight, and all the teams are pretty much perpendicular to them. The only issues they need to be aware of is the Knights lingering from behind. Make sure they don't get stabbed in the back, as so many teams do time and time again. Maxi, once again, with his 24, out in the open, looking for a face.
Besiktas is definitely aware of Knights' location here, so they're gonna just wait for them. Knights, they have a little bit to work with, but not much. This is definitely, again, when you have to come out of La Bandita in the late game, it's always super rough. Kemba is gonna nade Kravik, so that is 7 Esports down in 5th. Leaving Crocround with 2 guys alive, Avanga with 3, Besiktas is all 4, and Pittsburgh Knights has 3 guys alive as well. Besiktas still have like some of this compound still in, so they could do a move here. But Knights, they're gonna make a move with some smokes. Nades are gonna come out from Simsi. Reels is down to nothing as well himself. Finish off on Drayden. And Reels, he is gonna heal with a first aid here, and he's gonna come up. Snark is gonna try to make a move as well.
I'm trying to hit this at the off angle, but no, he's been spotted. I thought Reels were going to draw on the attention and maybe try and allow him in there. The nades will keep on going to try and pick him off. However, I was just about to say, Max is still the one player that you have to be aware of on this map. He has been hitting the world so far in this game. We've seen it in Minsk, we've seen it in many other competitions. The man is just a machine with a bolt action. Time and time again do we see these one individual players turning the tides of the game. And Avanga haven't rested easy, Martin. They've gone further and deeper into the circle here. They've gone on a pretty much a 3-man split. Crocround could be a nuisance to them. Or they might play spoiler here for Besiktas if they want to push on that side.
It's definitely spoiler for one of the teams. It depends what Crocround decides to do here. Nice push here from Lux. They took on kind of the uphill battle here in a more center location than before, leaving the other guys kind of on a back line to shoot some shots at them. They're still inside, but once they have to move out of this compound, it's going to be rough times for them. They have some more costs. Zone shrinks on Avanga. It's a very big zone, remember that. So it's not because they got that much out of it, but Thomas making a move. He's also going to make a move into the circle. And Avanga, they're very split out. They're not going to be able to refrag. If one of them is getting knocked, they're not going to be able to pick them up.
I love the bait. I'm sorry to break you off there, man. I kind of love the bait, the fact that Tommel just took the vehicle, which essentially made Maxi look towards him. And then all of a sudden, the rest of the teams that was left in the back, Simsi and Ultra, just laid into him, pushed him back. Yeah. However, Besiktas, they have lost one while it's going on, and Crocround have focused onto them. Simsi...
Ultra's like, safe for us.
Safe res. It's fine. Yeah. They're on the slower side of the circle, and they're pretty much just a hop, skip, and a jump away from binning the whites, and that should be very easy pickings. I'll take a look.
Oh, no helmet.
He was healing.
And he was healing as well. That's rough times there. Ultra's going to be able to heal up them. Oh, Simsi with the knock on Maxi saw.
Bye, Maxi.
This guy, dude. More shots are coming in here. Crocround is going to be third-partying a little bit. They could be third-partying Avanga from the top here. It's going to be very rough times for them. Look at this nade. Oh, it's close. Rolled a bit too long. Nades are coming out from the nade god himself. Tommel, self-proclaimed, of course. Simsi is up supporting Tommel now, and Besiktas is looking in a strong position. Lux, though, in an offhand position, off-angle.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's an insane knock as well. 198. Smokes are coming out from Azarin. They're still split out very widely here, Avanga.
I like that Lux
has been found.
Lux essentially holds them here, dead to rights, turns around on a pinhead and puts him down to 8 HP, and they're forced to essentially re-rotate on where they were coming from. Maybe he plays this one against the blue and has a look. Look at the, okay, we need to just talk about this. The Northern 2 players back-to-back up against the blue here, trying to flush out Azarin. All 3 majors commit to him. Lux steps up at the right time. Kemba goes down, and now the push can continue forward. Only 1 member left of Crocround. They look across. They see Maxi up against the blue all the way to the back. And what can he really do up close and personal? Azarin, though, picks off 1, picks off 2. Besiktas turns around, steals 1. The man's on a mission, turns around. Can he make it 3? Has to fall back. No health whatsoever. Tommel says no. No more damage. 115, no helmet on. Hits him. Bullet to the back of the brain. Lux will confirm this one through. Continues the points on the board. unfortunately, Havanga have just been completely thrown to
1
the
HP.
wind.
Maxisol is 1 HP. Are you kidding me? He's gonna be found now by Lux. He's gonna Molotov
That's
himself to
actually-
deny the points. Clever plays here, but this Sig test though, with 6 kills here for the chicken dinner. Well, yeah, I mean, he had 1 HP, not much to do here, so it's
You know what?
suicide. I like to see.